If you want to become super successful in today's economy, you have to understand that you have to be creating a lot of content. It's no surprise that the most famous guys in the info space, Alex Hormozi and Iman Gadzhi, are literally producing shit ton of content every single day. That's why your favorite influencers are paying clippers on WAP to produce massive amounts of content and spread it everywhere. Right now, the content space is obviously overly saturated, but not a lot of people know how to create content that converts, because creating content that generates eyeballs is one skill. Converting that content into paying clients is a different skill. Those who manage and understand those two different skills, those are the people that become incredibly successful and very wealthy. So the way you stand out in this economy is by creating something called the market mind model. Now, you've probably seen this book before. This is the breakthrough advertising book that a lot of people talk about, but 99% of people who talk about that book don't actually have the book because it's expensive. It's like $500, and the people who have it haven't read it or understood the concept of the book either. You've probably heard about market sophistication or the levels of awareness. I can tell you with absolute certainty that a lot of people don't even know what they're talking about. So in today's video, I'm going to show you why there's two invisible psychological forces that once you understand those two, then it's going to be much easier to create content that converts. It's awareness and sophistication. Awareness is how conscious your audience is on the offer that you have that solves their problem. And sophistication is how many times they've heard the promises trying to solve it. The way you can master all this is by understanding awareness and sophistication, because together they are going to tell you how much trust you have to put out there, how much proof, how much novelty you have to put out there for people to start to believe you. This is where obviously your content creation, your scripts, your hooks, your knowledge become key, because I'm going to show you how to use your knowledge to create content that persuades people into believing in you, liking you, trusting you, and buying from you eventually. You hear this all the time from people speaking about, oh, the market's sophisticated, but nobody really explains what it is. What you have to understand, and hopefully one thing you take about from this video, is that as the market matures, as the market becomes smarter about all the things people are saying about specific problems. So if you're a coach in fitness, about either losing fat, building more muscle, cleaning up your hormones, whatever. If you're in finance, then trading mechanisms, or if you're in relationship, what people say in relationship market. So as the market matures, they become smarter, customer awareness also rises. So it's a equal relationship. And your messaging has to evolve based on what the market sophistication is and based on the customer awareness is on the problem that they have. I'm gonna spoon feed you this sauce right now. After you watch this, content creation is gonna be so much easier for you. I divided market sophistication in 5 levels: discovery, competition, mechanism, identity, and transformation. Then I'll give you a couple of examples of where I think some niches lie, whether they're in transformation, identity, mechanism, competition, discovery. I can tell you right now, I don't think there's a lot of niches in the online info space that are in the discovery state. So again, as markets mature, people evolve too. At first, you're explaining what it is. Then you're proving why you think it's better. Then you're showing how it works. Eventually, people stop buying information and start buying into identity and transformation. This right here, identity and transformation, are the hardest ones to nail. And unfortunately, that's where a lot of market is right now in the sophistication sphere. Identity and transformation. But it's the hardest one to map out. Right now, you're seeing a lot of coaches making their businesses smaller, scaling back, or trying to become more personable with their audience because they're seeing that people are no longer buying information, they're buying transformation. They're buying identity. They're buying the coach rather than the coaching. They're buying the coach rather than the information. And a lot of people who earn a quick buck with whatever strategy they were doing, they're churning a lot of clients, and it's becoming harder for them to acquire clients. I don't want you to get there. So first, the discovery stage. This is where the market is brand new. Like I said, I don't think any coaching that I know of, coaching market right now, is in this space, but people are brand new. They don't know what kind of solutions exist out there. So if you somehow find yourself in the discovery stage, what you want to do is you want to make sure that your message is educational and benefit driven. Essentially, you just say, you have this problem, just use this thing, and you're gonna be fixed and you're gonna be good for life. So I will give you an example. I had a client who was a marketing agency in Europe, and a lot of people in Eastern Europe, where he had this company, didn't understand a lot of marketing terms. Didn't know what a VSL was, didn't know what Google My Business was, didn't know what SNS marketing was. So for him to come into that market and basically exploit that market with the solution that he had was very easy. We're gonna become your marketing agency. We're gonna do these 5 things and you're gonna get a lot more clients. It was very easy. So that's the discovery stage. Now, the reason why people evolve from the discovery stage to the competition stage is because once people start buying and success stories start spreading, competitors start seeing this opportunity. We're seeing this very rapidly with AI. AI was in the discovery stage. AI has been in the market for a long time, but AI specifically for the coaching market was very new. It was in the discovery stage, and you will see a lot of coaches saying, "Hey, we're gonna implement this iBot into your fitness app, and it's gonna do all these things automatically." Discovery stage. Now we're going to see very simple, more people becoming competitors in this market, and we're gonna start seeing some evolution into the competition stage. Competition stage is very simple. The market knows the solution. Competitors are popping up with very similar offers and very similar results. You win by making a stronger and clearer promise. It's either faster, cheaper, better, new, it's easier to do, etc. Marketing at this level often uses comparison or contrast to show superiority. So now you're doing faster, you're doing better. This is when you started seeing ketogenic diet, Atkins diet, intermittent fasting, minimal training. This is when you started seeing different styles of investing mechanisms. This is when you started seeing, in the dating sphere, different dating apps, all this thing. Because there's a lot of competition, you have to somehow be better, be new, be easier, be cheaper, be more enjoyable. As claims multiply, the audience get really numb to all these promises, so they start asking, why should I believe you? This is when you start seeing a lot of mechanism. So the mechanism stage is where I want to argue 99% of people are. And if you want to become better than your competition, and if you're a coach, you want to evolve from the mechanism stage to the identity stage, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So in the mechanism stage, the market's saturated with promises, obviously, and buyers have heard all the promises that are out there. The way people start to separate themselves in this transition is by having mechanisms, frameworks, processes, systems. You see this a lot in today's market. I have this new system, I have this new mechanism. DM me the word system and I'll show you our framework. This is why you start seeing a lot of mile boards, because people are showing you frameworks and systems of like overly complicating shit that doesn't need to be overcomplicated. Like this freaking DM funnel, and you have a Miro board that lags because it has so many screenshots of different stages and different things. Like, you don't have to overcomplicate it, but that's how people start showing you superiority, by creating fake systems inside an ecosystem that doesn't need that. They need simplicity. And that's why right now you start seeing people in the coaching space really becoming numb to all these fake ass mechanisms, on like people overcomplicating it, and people already catching on to like those fake videos of salespeople creating like fake scenarios of like, do this system to unlock this psychological whatever mechanism to like destroy this objection. People are catching on to that. People are getting tired with the mechanism stage. 99% of the market is here, and if you're still in the mechanism stage, more than likely people are going to start going in towards your competition that's doing the next stage. So the reason why the market goes from the mechanism stage to the next stage is because over time, many people start copying the mechanisms, many people start copying the methods, until the audience becomes skeptical about all these fancy name conventions, all these fancy Miro boards that don't mean shit, and they start buying based on trust and connection and authenticity, not technical explanations, which is the identity stage. The audience now chooses based on beliefs, values, and alignment, not features or methods. Your brand becomes the filter. You become the filter. People start buying into your proximity. People buy because of who you are and what you represent. Marketing at this level, it connects emotionally. It shows off who your offer is for and who is it not. You start separating people. This is your offer, and you say very explicitly, I work with these people, and then I don't work with these people. And you create this separation of people who absolutely love you or absolutely hate you. And that's what branding, or that's what marketing starts to become in this stage. So you start working with only entrepreneurs, with only moms, only dads, only collegiate athletes, only people that are in some specific market or whatever. We're very fast moving into the identity stage. The reason why we move from the identity stage to the next one is because as markets mature even more, everyone is saying the same thing. Everyone's sharing the same values. I'm gonna say something that might get me a lot of hate. A lot of people in this space, in the coaching space, in the get better space, wherever, everyone's coming into like this come to Jesus moment. And unfortunately, I feel very conflicted, because I'm a Christian, I'm a follower of Christ, and I've started seeing more people using God and using Bible and using going like all these things to capitalize on like, I'm becoming more aligned, I'm becoming a better person. And there's a very huge difference between following Christ and obeying Christ. A lot of people don't know that distinction, and unfortunately they're jumping on this trend because they're trying to capitalize on values that are essentially very fake. These people are becoming very fake on their values, and they're trying to say, oh, I'm in alignment and I found my meaning, etc. but it's all fake. That's very unfortunate. However, we move to the final stage, with this transformation stage. The market is oversaturated and extremely cynical. Like, I'm here, I'm cynical of all these people. They've seen every promise, every method, every system, every value, every beliefs, and the message transcends the tactic. It's about becoming somebody new through your offer. And this is very hard to do. You have to embody your offer into who you are, into your content, into your copywriting, into your emails. You have to be a walking video sales letter of your offer and be very true to yourself. That's why we're seeing a lot of people be called scams, a lot of people quitting their offers, a lot of people just losing themselves because they're seeing people are getting very tired of the fake shit. And the transformation stage, you can't fake. It's something that's a very slow burn. It's something that you can't fake in a couple of days. It's something that people can sense. It's so different. Authenticity is just so different. When markets mature to this point, every tangible angle is exhausted. Only philosophy, purpose, deep emotional resonance can break through the BS. And it's very hard to do. Now, bringing this back to earth, I'm going to try and rush to this real quick. But again, like I said above, market sophistication and customer awareness play together huge. So if you're in the in discovery stage, which I don't think you are, you have to understand that you're speaking to people who are unaware or very briefly problem aware. If you're in the competition stage, you're speaking to people who are solution aware. If you're in the mechanism stage, you're speaking to people who are very product aware. Identity, people who are the most aware. In transformation stage, people who are beyond awareness and are trying to become somebody new, embody somebody new. So this is how they connect based on the sophistication level and customer awareness. Discovery, your audience doesn't know the problem. They don't know that a solution exists. Competition, the audience knows there are solutions. They're just comparing options. For mechanism stage, the audience has heard every claim. So you have a mechanism, you have a way of doing things. The audience has a deep awareness. They buy based on beliefs, values, and fit, which is the identity stage, which is where I believe we're moving rapidly to that state. Now, as far as the message focus for discovery, you gotta educate. You don't have to live with this problem. You can just do this quickly and fix yourself. In competition, here's why the way I do it is better. It's different, it's newer, it's cheaper, it's more enjoyable. In the mechanism stage, the way you can do this is because I created this mechanism. You can Google this mechanism. It sounds scientific. It sounds kind of cool. You want to copy it. You want to be part of this mechanism. In the identity stage, this is for people who think and live like me. So this is who I am in my content. And if you want to become part of an extension of who I am, do it this way. Transformation stage, you sell meaning, you sell purpose, you sell transformation, you sell something bigger that transcends your offer, that solves just one problem. Everyone knows right now that if you want to become really successful coach in today's market economy, you have to be extremely good at creating really good content that stands out and uses the market mind model, which is everything that I explained today. Now, like I said before, you have two things. You have awareness and conversion, and then you have something that a lot of people don't really understand, and it's fulfillment. Awareness gives you the eyeballs and the attention. Conversion converts these eyeballs into paying clients. These two are completely different variables, completely different skill sets. And after you know how to create awareness in the market and eyeballs, and you know exactly how to convert these people into clients, what you have to do is fulfillment. A plus C equals F. All these variables have different skill sets that you have to master in order to become very successful. All of the things that are in awareness, how to create awareness, because you can do it through content, email, ads, etc., DSLs, webinars, etc. Conversion, which you can do through DMs, through Zoom calls, through webinars as well, etc. And fulfillment, which has obviously onboarding, fulfillment, and offboarding. There are a bunch of different things. Once you master all those things, that's exactly how you go and grow above 100K a month. And that's how a lot of my clients have done so. The video right now that's on the screen tells you exactly everything that you have to master in all those three areas to actually become a damn good coach. And not only that, understand exactly how to stand out in a saturated market of coaches right now. So I'll see you on the next one.